What is your name?
Okay, my name is Michael Isbell. Call me Mike.
And
I'm a candidate for Attorney General of the state of Utah. I'm running on the Independent American Party ticket. This is my first run for office. I've been a licensed attorney for a couple decades or more here in Utah. I've also been a high school principal and a charter school director in a previous life. Was also a Green Beret in the military, served a couple years as a military policeman. Got a very broad background. Most of my law practice has been involved in criminal defense, primarily felony defense. Lots of drug charges, but all kinds of other things as well.
so you have been kind of like a public defender?
Well,
Something
actually, no,
along
very
that
different than a
line?
public defender. A public defender is going to have on his plate hundreds and hundreds of cases at a time, and it's almost factory work. It's a real tough job. But as a private attorney, I do private defense, and that's where I focus on the cases more. And this is kind of a sad commentary on our judicial system. Many people think that justice is what you can buy, and I cannot say that they're completely wrong with that. I do feel that the clients who have retained my services have not regretted it, but I look at it first and foremost as the role as an attorney in doing criminal defense is first to stand up for the Constitution of the United States, that every individual has rights, including people who have been accused of crimes, and even people who are guilty have rights to be treated fairly, and rights to have.
So you believe then firmly that our elected officials must take upholding and defending the Constitution to the letter, correct?
Absolutely. I'm a well, I don't know if the term fundamentalist is what I would use, but what I do know is that I believe that the Constitution, that there is a simple, clear text, and there's also plain meaning, and much of that meaning comes not only just from the text itself, but also comes from the history and the debates. For example, the Federalist Papers, letters that have gone, correspondence that occurred between some of the main players in the development of constitutional law in America. And so we have these meanings, and my belief is that our governments, both federal and state and even local, have in many instances far exceeded what was planned and what was meant there in the Constitution. So I think just one simple principle that I can articulate here, and that is that the power of government comes from the people. In fact, that's the first phrase of the Constitution, we the people. Now, you must ask yourself, well, we the people have rights, and those rights are God-given as per the Declaration of Independence. Thank you, President Thomas Jefferson, as he articulated that wonderful truth that we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And those are quite broad in meaning.
Yeah, my question for you then is, because we have to cut to the chase here.
Sure.
But if you are elected to office, what are some of the main goals and objectives you want to achieve during your term in office?
I'd say at the top of the list of priorities for me is to take steps to ensure that constitutional principles and the principles of natural law underlying them are adhered to by all officers of government. And what that would mean is that certain practices and certain things that occur just simply as a matter of course in government can no longer be tolerated, because when you get down to the nitty-gritty of what the Constitution means, many of these actions are violations. And I can give you just one instance of that. Now, if government derives its just power from the consent of the governed, that means that power is based upon the rights of the people. So ask yourself, if a citizen does not have a right to do something, such as arbitrarily point a gun at someone, if the citizen doesn't have that right, how can government claim to have that right? Now, we see this as almost a pervasive common practice in law enforcement in the United States and in the state of Utah, very aggressive police forces. We're seeing right now and very recently this issue has come to the forefront nationally, but it's been there for a long time. And many people have been ignorant of it, but because of technology, these cell phones and the cameras, now we're seeing what's really been going on, and many people are shocked. And so my approach is to say, stop this behavior that violates the Constitution. Let's bring it back to adherence to those things that government justly can do.
So am I right in saying, I believe it sounds that you are a firm believer in the Second Amendment of the Constitution?
Yes, I am. What I believe about the Second Amendment is that the federal government has absolutely no business whatsoever dealing with the Second Amendment. And that's because the Second Amendment was framed as a protection for the states against the federal government. So if you've got the federal government passing laws and circumscribing that right, we've got the fox running the hen house. And I don't think that is healthy.
Well, thank you so very much, and good luck in your campaign.
You're very welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Lynn Hemingway, I'm a state representative from District 40.
And what position in government are you running for?
I'm running for state representative
State representative in the Congress, correct?
in the state legislature.
In the state legislature?
Yeah.
And if you are elected to office, what are some of the goals that you want to achieve during your term?
Well, I hope to achieve a bigger minimum wage. I want to increase the minimum wage. I am working on some things for elderly and that are in residences. And I'm also working on a couple of pieces of legislation for veterans.
For veterans?
Right.
So, yeah, and to make, is it correct that you want to make sure that veterans are better served, correct?
That is correct. That's exactly what I'd like to do, to enhance some of the benefits that they're receiving.
And what are some of your high priority goals that you want to achieve?
My highest priority is to try to increase the minimum wage. That's my number one priority.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck in your campaign.
It's very nice meeting you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams, and I'm running for re-election. I want in my second term to work to make things better for our homeless people in Utah so that they can find a path to stability and a greater degree of self-reliance.
Thank you so much. What are some of the major goals you have if you are elected to office?
Hey, we are working, I'm working closely with Mayor Biskupski to improve the situation in the Rio Grande area. We want to invest in new, better shelter services and also programs to help people take control of their lives and to become stable and to really improve their quality of life. We also want to improve better jobs and better paying jobs for people in Salt Lake County so they can earn a livable wage and provide for themselves and put food on their table and pay the rent and provide for their families.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much, and good luck with your campaign.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
With the county, we of course have, we're the collector of property taxes, and so taxes are a really important issue. We have the Ben McAdams tax increase of 2015, and I would roll that tax increase back. We have had 2 tax increases over the last 4 years, and Salt Lake County residents should not be subject to that.
I see. Is there anything else important you want voters to know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
not
sure.
only their physical care, but their mental care, and there are a number of things with the county facilities and the amenities that we have that we can be taking much better care of our veterans.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dave.
Absolutely, thank you.
And good luck in your campaign.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah. So.
It breaks down to she's obviously has stances on all the issues, but her four main ones are she wants to make sure everyone has access to affordable health care, everyone has access to quality and affordable education, that both higher education and especially early childhood education as well. She thinks between 0 to 1 and 2 years old there's some really real good potential there to capitalize on making sure they're proficient readers and everything as they go through primary school. She wants to clean up the environment as well. She wants to ensure clean air and that we're preserving our natural resources, stuff like that.
So it sounds to me like education is a very high priority.
Education is, her four main priorities are healthcare, education, the environment, and sorry, I'm nervous. I'm drawing a blank.
That's okay.
Right.
I understand.
Those are our three main platforms, and then you can check out our website for a variety of other issues.
Yeah, I have to be a public person for years to get used to this. So,
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
And wish her good luck on her campaign.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Hi, welcome to the Meet the Candidates barbecue.
Hi, thank you so much.
And what's your name?
My name is Catherine Cantor.
And what is your political party?
I am a Democrat.
And what is the position you are running for?
I am running for Salt Lake County Council, the at-large seat, so that means the entire county.
And if you were elected to office,
Yes.
what are some of the very important issues you want to address during
Yeah,
your term?
absolutely. Thank you. That's a great question. So, if I have the honor to be elected to office, the various issues that I would be focusing on primarily are making sure that the criminal justice reform initiative that the county is currently pursuing proceeds and expands. That's an initiative to make a connection between our recidivism problem in our jails and prisons and mental health, substance abuse, and homelessness. So that's one of my key initiatives. I'm also very focused on air quality and canyon preservation and management of the canyons. I am a land planning commissioner for Salt Lake County currently. I'm a commissioner for the Mountainous Planning District that oversees the
wonderful.
canyons. Yeah, so I would want to take that expertise and that concern for balancing protection and development of the canyons into office. And then lastly, as part of my planning expertise, I'm also very focused on transportation issues throughout the county, particularly public transportation. I want to make sure that we have better connectivity between the various different modes of public transportation throughout Salt Lake County, and particularly addressing some of the underserved communities, many of which are located on the west side of Salt Lake County.
So it sounds to me like two things very important: making UTA services better.
Absolutely. We need to make UTA services better. We need to expand actually the routes. We should be expanding the hours that the services are provided, because that's one issue that people are struggling with right now. I just actually bumped into my friend John tonight, who said he couldn't stay here because he needed to get on the bus, because if he didn't get on the bus at a certain time, he wouldn't be able to get back home.
Yeah.
So many issues relevant to this.
And it sounds to me like you are also very interested in protecting our public lands.
Protecting our public lands?
Yes.
Well, yes, I'm interested in protecting the canyons that fall within Salt Lake County. These beautiful, pristine canyons, Big, Little, Mill Creek, Emigration, etc. They provide an important resource to us, both as a recreation source and also a watershed. They provide water for our county, and we need to be strategic and thorough in our planning and thinking about how they're going to be developed and how they're going to deal with the fact that we're going to be experiencing a huge population growth in Salt Lake County over the next 20 or 30 years. The population is predicted to double over that time period, and we need to be smart and strategic and pursue what I call smart growth, or what's a term of art called smart growth, which is essentially that, just long-term intentional planning for the future.
Yeah. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you for this opportunity. This is a wonderful organization. I'm so impressed with the mission of this organization, which is to help intergenerational poverty and create a better community. those are two things that I've been very focused on over my career span, and I'm looking forward to taking that passion into office at Salt Lake County.
Thank you much, and
Thank
good
you so
luck
much.
on your campaign.
Take care.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
interesting. It's
Thank you.
interesting. Welcome to the Meet the Candidates barbecue with Crossroads Urban Center. What is your first and last name?
My name's Carol Spackman Moss. 3 names.
And what is your political
I'm
party?
a Democrat, and I'm running for re-election to State House of Representatives, District 37, which is Holiday and Murray.
Can you speak just a little louder?
I'm running for House District 37. I'm running for re-election, and District 37 is most of Holiday and a big part of Murray.
And if you are elected to office, what are some of the most important priorities that you want to accomplish?
Okay, the priority issues for me are issues I've worked on. I've been in the legislature for 16 years. They're things I've worked on for many years. I was a teacher. I was an English teacher, high school, and so I really care passionately about the best quality public education for our kids. And I will continue to work on things like increased teacher pay, smaller class sizes, more professional development for teachers, more time for teachers to plan and collaborate, and more personnel to help kids that are struggling, more after-school programs, tutoring, more aides in classrooms. That's always been a big part of
Now this is, I have to stop you there.
Okay.
This is where I get to flip one of the tough questions.
Okay.
Do you believe that the government should be paying for teacher supplies?
Say that again.
Do you believe the government should be paying for teacher supply and teachers should not have to be paying for them out of pocket?
I do believe that we should adequately fund schools so there are supplies for every classroom. And I don't think teachers should have to buy their own supplies. And fortunately, we have passed legislation for the last number of years that does give them some money for supplies, but it still isn't enough, particularly elementary teachers. I taught high school English. I just needed a whiteboard and a marker, and I can teach English. I can teach writing and literature, but that's not true with elementary teachers. So, no, they should not have to buy their own supplies out of their pocket, no.
That's wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like voters to know?
I would. I'd like voters to know that I have worked on and will continue to work on legislation to help reduce the drug overdose epidemic. We have over 400 people dying a year in Utah from overdosing on prescription opioid drugs, painkillers, and heroin. And it's a public health crisis, and we need to do more about it. We need better treatment for addiction, mental health issues, and we need to look at particularly doctors prescribing and their practices. So I've passed legislation that provides a life-saving drug called naloxone or Narcan that anyone can get now, family member, friend of somebody who's at risk of overdosing. And it saves a lot of lives, but I hope to do more in that area.
So drug-free schools are very important to you then, correct?
Right, drug-free schools and a lot of education for our young people to keep them from abusing substances. Right now, do you know what the number of young people, students using tobacco and alcohol and illegal drugs has gone down, but do you know what's gone up? E-cigarette use. So that's a big concern. The kids are using, they make them flavored, they put fancy names on them, and they're appealing to a young generation to try and get them hooked.
So underage smoking, correct?
Yeah, but particularly the e-cigarettes are the big concern now.
Oh, the electric ones, yes.
Yeah, that's what's growing in number. The tobacco use is going down among teenagers, and e-cigarettes are going up. So it's just trading one addiction for another. We need to do all we can to keep those out of the hands of kids.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And good luck in your campaign.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Lena Milner.
And what is your political party?
My political affiliation is Democrat. I'm running as a Democrat.
And what political office are you running for?
I'm running for Senate District 6, which is out in West Jordan and half of Taylorsville. So it's all of West Jordan, half of Taylorsville, and that's where I was born and raised.
So you're basically running for state senate then, correct?
Yes.
And if you are elected to office, what are some of the most important goals you want to accomplish during the time?
First things that I want to accomplish, the thing that I really focused on and why I'm running is it's family-focused leadership. Everything that I'm a single mother of 2 beautiful children. They're now teenagers, 16 and 14. And everything I've ever done, every decision I've ever made in my life, I would turn and reflect on what is best for them. And I want a representative that does that the same way. I want a senator that actually thinks of the people of West Jordan and of Taylorsville. So I call it family-focused leadership. As I serve as senator, everything that crosses my desk, I will take a look at and be like, how does this affect the residents and the families of West Jordan and Taylorsville, and is this a good decision? And I would make a decision accordingly. I'm always about helping women and children. I really believe if you help women and children in the community, they're able to turn around and have their basic needs met. They're able to turn around and then help out everybody else in the community.
And so I believe the tough question is, I believe if you are elected, you firmly believe that our elected officials should abide to their constitutional responsibilities to uphold and defend the Constitution, correct?
Shockingly, yes, I do think they should absolutely do that. I think they should represent the people that voted them in there in the first place. I don't believe in career politicians. This is not something, I'm not striving to have this be my career either. I would like to serve, and if there's someone else that would like to serve after me, great. That would be wonderful.
So you are the people's representative?
I am trying to be, absolutely. The gentleman that I'm running against has been up there for 26 years, and nobody knows his name. And I'm like, if you've been up there for 26 years, we should know you by name and face and everything. You should be out at the community events. So I definitely want to do something where I'm more connected to West Jordan. That's my hometown. I get very fiercely defensive and very prideful about where I was born and raised and grew up.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, and good luck on your campaign.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Do you have a business card?
I do.
It's Jason Stevenson.
And what political position are you running for?
I'm running for the Salt Lake City School Board in Precinct 5, which is Sugar House, Glendale, Liberty Park area.
And if you are elected to office, what are some of the most important goals you want to achieve during your term?
You know, I think one big issue for me is being responsive, listening to what people are telling me, having an open door, and asking tough questions at the same time. The Salt Lake City District is dealing with a lot of challenges right now, and I think we need a school board member who is willing to meet with everyone, willing to sit down, talk, hear what folks have to say, and make sure the issues are coming up to the board in the right manner.
That's great. Anything else you would like voters to know?
Well, I have a background in kind of public outreach and education. I work for a nonprofit that helps people sign up for health insurance, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, and CHIP. So I understand that glitches can exist in the system and that it's really important for elected leaders, policymakers to understand those unintended consequences of the glitches. Go back to the roots, fix those problems so that they don't continue to cause problems down the road. We can't just put Band-Aids on these solutions. We've got to get down and fix them where they are.
Great. Thank you so much, and good luck on your campaign.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that was great.